One of the best ways to tell if somebody is toxic in your life is to reflect on how you feel about them after you hang out with them or after you spend significant time with them. There has been this notion that toxic people are just people who are visibly mean, people who disregard your opinions. And while that is true in my experience, you also need to pay attention to how your energy feels after you spend time with them. And often you'll find there are a lot of toxic people in your life. And it doesn't just mean being with them as well. Texting, if you're different types of texters, this can also be slightly draining for you and your energy. But mainly, after you spend time with someone, do you notice that you feel better or worse as a person? Or do you feel happier or less happy about yourself? My gauge has normally been that after I hang out with certain people, I can definitely tell if I am happier or if I feel better about myself. Then I know that person isn't necessarily toxic. But what I've noticed lately is that there are a lot of people I wouldn't consider toxic in the traditional sense as of, people who overindulge around you, people who disregard your opinion, people who just don't really care for your well-being. You're more of a tag along. There's a general notion of like a toxic relationship, but what I am finding is that toxic really means how do they influence your energy levels, especially after spending time with them. Even a short amount of time can significantly pull out huge areas of resentment or feelings of not being good enough, your self-worth being pulled into question. And I have noticed this pattern with a few people that I have been around lately. I always felt like something was off, but it wasn't until I heard this definition of toxicity that I all of a sudden realized that several people, even people that I've called really close friends, they are toxic to me in a way of how I feel afterwards. And for example, I was hanging out with a friend recently, and even while I was with them, my mind all of a sudden just started to spiral. And I got to this point where it was like everything I said was being critiqued. I was just trying to make small talk and to carry the conversation. And it just seemed like I was on trial. After spending time with this person, it just seemed like I wasn't cool enough, to hold a conversation with them or to bring up anything. They would just one-up me. Oh, you thought this was cool? And it's really frustrating as I'm going through this period of my life where, I'm trying to identify who I am and what I believe. And then I'm around people that have very strong opinions about who I should be or what I should think. And that's really frustrating. Even though in my head, I may not be saying cool things, give me the time and patience to get there. Just coming in for the attack at all times, critiquing things I say, it left me just questioning who I am and why I'm here. And that is no way to feel around someone you'd call your close friend. So think about that. Think about who in your life. They don't have to be physically or mentally or emotionally abusive to you. That is toxic. But think about how you feel after hanging around certain people in your life, even family. I've countered this with family lately. I spend time with them and I leave and I want to scream, if I'm being honest. And usually I do scream in the car. So that is no way to spend your life around toxic people. And when you do spend time with people that are toxic, even though it may be noble to hang on to friendships and acquaintances and try to be social, try to be that social butterfly that you've always wanted to be, if you're like me, that's time that's being taken away from investing in friendships that mean 10 times as much. People who are genuine, people who encourage you for what you think, people who challenge you to think deeper about certain subjects. So that opportunity cost is too important to leave alone. And so really pull into question relationships in your life and identify those that are toxic, those that leave you drained, those that make you feel like a worse person, who you don't like yourself after hanging out with them. Identify those people and really pull into question their friendship. And if necessary, you may have to pull the cord on that relationship or that friendship. But I've really been pulling into question a lot of the people I spend my time with. And I've had to make some changes. I've had to not reach out to certain friends because I enjoy who they are as a person, but they don't seem to enjoy who I am deep down. And that's partially my fault. I've spent a lot of my life blending in and trying to be a certain type of person, whoever they want me to be. It's left me with a lot of friendships that I don't necessarily want to carry forward anymore. And I'd rather be spending that time either alone, bettering myself, taking care of myself, or investing in those people I do find who mean a lot more to me and can see me for who I am. So anyway, there's a quick way to tell who's toxic in your life. So thanks. Bye.